Okay. Hi everyone, it's Nikki Bush and Justine Hadra on the Toy Talk Facebook page, and we're chatting birthday parties because we've just launched a birthday gifting campaign with Take a Lot this month, and we had a record number of opens of that email. So clearly a lot of you are either throwing birthday parties for your own children or your kids are going to a lot of birthday parties. So we thought to inspire you this morning with some ideas on how to run a really fantastic homemade party. There's another video clip around a construction party that we've just loaded up, and now we want to chat about a pirate or mermaid party, or pirates and mermaids, depending on whether you've got boys, girls, or a mix.
And I think often at this age you tend to invite the whole class because it's generally your preschool party.
Yeah, so this is kind of your 2 to 5, 6-year-old, and you might with pirates you could do this at any time of the year. Mermaids, you might want to keep this as a summer party when you've got access to a swimming pool and some water. But you can also interchange it with being a prince and princess party if you didn't want to do pirates and mermaids. So that would be a way of making sure you didn't have some weather constraints.
Or even princesses and superheroes.
Yes, that would work very well as well. So one of the reasons why we're doing these videos with birthday party ideas is because we find that people get quite sort of stuck for imaginative ideas, how to be creative and how to have a homemade birthday party.
And I think also the fear of, do I have my child's birthday party because I actually don't have the budget right now to do it, and of course everybody's going to Aqua Branch or to Bounce
to some fancy outside play area.
And interestingly enough, every single year that we've had a homemade party, which is the party that gets remembered, the homemade one.
Party. And I had exactly the same thing. I think in all the years of my children being in that birthday party phase, which is kind of when you're under the age of 8 or 9, and my kids were going to 25 to 30 parties a year each, I think that I probably only used an external party venue.
Yeah, maybe once or twice.
Maybe 2 or 3 times. And as you say, the parties that the kids actually go home and talk about and remember are the ones that we've done at home.
Well, at 16, my daughter is still asking for her 16th to be at home this
That's
year.
right. So last year, with her 16-year-old, we did
a casino
party where we followed exactly the same template that we're going to talk to you about now, in that we create activity stations, and at each activity station there is a different activity taking place. With the younger children, what we're doing though is we're doubling up, and we're doing activities where the kids actually create and make stuff that makes up their party pack.
So you don't have to go and spend hundreds and hundreds of rands on all those party pack items. Or half those things actually just get thrown away most of the time.
Well, number one, we either buy junk for party packs, or we go overboard, and we have experienced parties where parents have gone very overboard, which is really unnecessary.
And I also don't see the point of having a party where you have all the party food and everything else on the table, and then you send them home with another whole bag of party
and
food.
more marshmallows.
It doesn't really make sense.
No, it doesn't. So we are giving you ideas on how not to do that and how to do it in a more memorable way. So let's chat about this particular party.
So talking about pirates and mermaids or superheroes and princesses, number one, I would encourage a dress up, that they arrive with some form of outfit, because I think most children have something in their cupboards that fits into one of those.
Listen, Justine is a drama teacher, and I have to tell you that she has boxes and boxes of stuff that she keeps for precisely this, for dress up. And I also kept a box for years, which I've now given to you.
Which is now in my box.
But, you know, don't throw away all those cheapy little things that you get, bits of jewelry and, you know, patches, eye patches and things. When you go to other parties and you get those in the party pack, keep them for yours.
Yeah, I've just actually split everything up into accessories, outfits, hats,
I'm impressed.
wigs.
I'm very
I've had to do a whole clear out, especially with your additional stuff that was added. Anyway, I think what we're talking about is these different stations. So just a few ideas within this genre. I printed out, I think, a big picture of Ariel the one year, and instead of doing pin the tail on the donkey, we did pin the tail on the mermaid.
On the mermaid,
so you're pinning the big fishy part of the tail on.
So you blindfold the children, obviously.
Right, you blindfold the children, you spin them around, count to 10. So
and it's a press-sticked tail.
Press-sticked, and then obviously you guide them towards the wall, and they've got to pin where they think the mermaid's tail goes.
And the person who's closest is the one who
Yes.
wins the prize.
So
So prizes are also really important, but they don't have to be big. They can be
bubbles.
tiny. Just, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That bottle of bubbles is really great.
Yeah.
And then we had musical islands.
Yes.
Or music, which is really musical chairs, musical
Yes.
bumps.
Yes.
So we play music. When the music stops, everybody has to sit on a beach towel
Yes.
or on a cushion.
Yes.
Or you have another one for summer.
Yeah, so I mean, I love this for a pool party. So, and this would fit into a Hawaiian theme or the mermaid theme or whatever. But obviously, it would be for older children who are able to swim. So we, instead of playing musical bumps, I played the music, and the children walked around the pool. And the minute the music stopped, they all had to jump into the pool, and the last person who was in the pool was out.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's
so
great.
that was a lot of fun.
So what we're doing is we're also raising the energy of the kids.
Yeah.
We find kids today are so tired and so bored, and when you can create something that's a little bit out of the ordinary, and what we're actually talking about is so simple, they're engaged, they're present,
Absolutely.
they're here, and then they say, so what's the next game?
Yes.
And
So in this case, when we were talking about party packs, what we did in this case was we got them to ice a Mari biscuit. That was a pirate.
so it was a round Mari biscuit,
round
so a
Mari
face.
biscuit, right?
Yes.
A round Mari biscuit.
We used licorice.
Licorice
I'm going to
to-
upload a picture
Yeah.
just now to show you what these faces
So
look
I think
like.
we had licorice strips that held the little eye
Patch
patch
on
on, which
eye.
I think was one
Yes.
of those black little licorice
Yes.
things that we cut into.
So we pre-cut things, and
so
then,
they cut into like
Yeah.
they almost resemble a circle.
and we made up icing about 3 different colours.
And Smarty. I think we had a Smarty eye with an eye patch.
I'm going to cheat, Justine, because I've got pictures sitting right here, which I'm going to upload. But let's have a look.
There we go.
In fact, I will. We'll see. Let's see if you can actually see this. But I'm going to put these pictures up as well. So
Right, so as you can see, we had another half a Mari biscuit that we cut, which
was
formed
the
hat.
pirate hat.
And we had little pre-printed little
On the-
skull
off
and
the computer.
crossbones that they could stick on as well. So the licorice formed the eye patch and the mouth, and a little Smartie for the eye, and then the other hat.
And you've got to do that at the beginning of the party so that they've got time to dry, because those go into then a little brown paper bag,
Yes.
or a cellophane packet.
And you have them pre-labeled with the children's names
Yes,
on.
so it looks really smart if you can pop it into a cellophane packet and staple it closed. And when their mums come and fetch them, or even if their mums are with them or their dads are with them, they are so proud to hold up that little
Absolutely.
packet.
And they don't need anything more than that.
And you have them lined up so that they collect them at the door on
Yes.
their way out. And they're so much more excited about that than a
Right.
piece of junk from the Chinese
But
market.
now I remember that there was this other idea, and I think that this was your idea. So we had the brown bags.
This was the treasure hunt.
This was the treasure
The
hunt.
pirate treasure hunt.
Yes.
Yes.
So instead of the treasure hunt being for prizes, you were actually treasure hunting for everything that went into your
Party pack. Yes.
So if I can recall, they each got their little brown bag, and they
With
got
their name on.
and they got clues, didn't they?
Okay, there was a list, a pre-printed list, so brown paper packet, and then green or blue pieces of paper
That they had to tick
pre-printed,
off.
and that was a list, and they each got a pen or a pencil.
Right.
And they had to run around the garden, which they did for about 40 minutes, trying to find all these items. So we had things hidden like chocolate money, their eye patch, because it was a pirate party. We had marshmallow fish that were already in plastic.
Yes,
you
they
know,
come in those strips.
So it was those kind of items that they could go and find. And then they had to bring the bags back to us.
Yes.
And show us that they ticked
Got
everything off.
everything.
Then we stapled them closed because it was a complete
Yes.
party pack.
Yes.
And then we kept them at the front door.
And
And
they
when
got
they
that and
left
their biscuit.
afterwards, they left with their pirate biscuit and their brown paper bag full of their treasure. And that really was, the whole party pack done, and half the party
Half
was
the party was done with the
finding.
party pack.
And kids love treasure hunts. There's something about not knowing where things are and having to find them.
And do you remember, I remember for this party, do you remember in the days when we used to have our birthday parties, those jelly oranges?
Oh yes, so jelly oranges that we made into boats with little
so
sails.
you squeeze out all the, or you manually squeeze out all the orange juice, on one of those squeezers, and then you peel out all the pith from the inside, and then you make up some jelly, and you fill up the little empty circles, and you stick those in the fridge until they set, and then you take them out, cut them in half, and make a little toothpick sail. So you literally, I had a toothpick with a little coloured pieces of paper or skull and crossbones or whatever on them, and those little toothpicks go into the jelly, and voila, you've got a little pirate boat.
Well, it was a lovely centerpiece
Oh,
on
so
the
nice.
food table. It really was.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've given you lots of ideas for the party pack and for the actual activities. So let's recap. Pin the tail on the donkey, pin the hat on the pirate, pin the tail on the mermaid. We've got the musical islands, which is musical bumps or musical chairs. We've got sand art. We haven't spoken about that. But you can buy sand art kits. And those are
brilliant.
That's a really fun activity for kids to do.
What I love about that sand art kit is so many children can play with it at once.
Yeah.
So I think it comes with about 12 trays and I think it's about 12 little individual colours of sand art. And then you literally just buy the individual pictures. And you put them out on the table, and that's just a free PlayStation.
Okay, but once again, we put their pictures into cellophane packets. Okay, so there's the Mario Biscuit icing station, there's the sand art station, and there's, of course, the treasure hunt. And there we have an amazingly memorable party that will keep kids busy for the duration of the party, for an hour and a half or 2 hours, and they will be so proud and happy with what they take home. We hope we've given you some inspiration, some ideas. Thanks, Justine, for joining me. And we hope you are going to go and create some amazing birthday parties for your children.